Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be slightly different from my others. Here I was going to go over my mid-year review for 2020, which I've just posted on my website, Nathan Challenges Life. And this pretty much is just an update and progress report for the first 6 months of the year. And I've got a number of goals that I've been doing monthly reports on, as well as financial independence. So let's get started going through each of them. So to start off, I've got goals in different areas that I've split into financial and wealth, health and wellness and fitness, as well as happiness and other. And that could just be anything else that doesn't fit into the first two categories. So to start off with financial and wealth, one of my main goals is financial independence. So I've got a couple of goals related to that specifically. So the first off here is reach a net worth of 100,000. And so at the start of the year, I started off with 25,600, and in the first 6 months of this year, I've managed to grow that to now 51,500, which is an increase of pretty much almost $30,000. Now, in terms of progress towards this goal for the end of the year, I have only managed to build that up from 25 to 51,000, and so for the next 6 months, I have to increase that by almost 50,000. Now, this is definitely more than I calculated for, and I've put that to make sure it motivates me towards either trying to earn more income or try to save more money, as that will all help towards reaching the net worth of that value. And this takes into account any investments, including my portfolios, cash, and takes off my liabilities, such as my HECS debt from university. So I'm still pretty far behind on that one, but we'll have to see how the next 6 months goes, and I'll try to find other ways to, like I said, increase income or decrease spending. And if you want to see a bit more detail up close of each of these graphs and tables that I've put in, just check out the blog post on my website that I'll link in the description below. Now, my next financial one is growing my investment portfolio to 70,000, and this is probably my top goal out of all of them, as this would be the real indicator of financial independence for me. But from the start of the year, I started from 37,500 and I've reached now just over 53,000. And so that's just a really good increase for me over just the first 6 months of the year. Now, if I was to continue exactly what I was doing right now, I would be able to reach my goal of 70,000 by the end of the year without changing much. Now, this can obviously take into account how the economy is going, how the market is at the time. But one of my later goals that I've just developed in the past month or so will kind of influence this goal specifically, but I'll get into that more in details later. And just for a bit of noting, it's great to see that my portfolio is pretty much where it was 6 months ago, but has gone up a couple of $1,000s, which is really good to see. To supplement my portfolio goal, one of my goals this year is to have a savings rate of 50% of my income. Now, looking at the table here, this is a rundown of my 6 months of spending from year to date. And you can see that my total saved, including the certificate in fitness that I've recently purchased and paid for outright, my savings rate comes in at 37%. But if I take off that course, which is really only a one-off purchase, it's about 52% going from the start of the year. And so if I keep up what I'm currently doing, I'll definitely be able to reach that 50% goal. But like I said, to reach my other goals, like my net worth goal of 100,000, I definitely have to optimize saving a bit to make sure I get there. Here is a rundown of my expenses that I track every month. As you can see, rent is always the highest and takes about 30% of my income straight away. And the rest of the categories, such as shopping items, that could easily decrease. And that includes like a new phone that I bought or new shoes. Moving on to the last goal of my financial and wealth side of it is saving for a house deposit. And I've recently only decided to start this pretty much a couple of months ago. And so going from now to the end of the year, the goal here is to try to increase this as much as possible with no real set limit on where I want to be. But if I do go on what I've been doing for my investment portfolio of saving roughly $2,000 a month, should be able to get this to at least $12,000 by the end of the year. As I have this goal, this will definitely influence how I reach my goal of getting 70,000 in the Australian portfolio by the end of the year. But we'll have to see how it goes. If I've got any spare cash that I'm not putting into this house deposit, I'll be putting it into the stock market. So now moving on to health and well-being. And I've got a couple of goals here that I can't really measure at the moment due to the COVID restrictions. But to start off with the body fat of 15%. So I'm currently around 18 to 20%. Now to achieve this goal, I've really got to step up the amount of meal prep and fitness and workout plan that I do to really make sure I get this instead of getting to the end of the year and end up not having this achieved. But I know from a recent challenge that I've completed, the 8-week challenge with Anytime Fitness, I did get down to about 18% there. And so if I just keep that up, I should be able to make it by the end of the year. The next two are increasing lean muscle mass and increasing strength across measures. And now, given the restriction of going to the gym, notably my strength has decreased. But I was going to reassess it this month for mid-year, but I probably won't do that due to the time off. So I'll have to slowly get back up to that. And for the lean muscle mass, that goes with the first one. I can't get it tested until the body scanner opens. But if I start off with 66 kilograms, if I gain a bit of weight and lose body fat, should be able to make this happen. Onto happiness and other. This is where I've grouped in other things. So one of the things that I work on outside of Nathan Challenger's life and my normal job is Pedal Pay, which is a reward program for cyclists. And essentially they're earning points just by riding their bike. So my goal for this was to, as it started in September last year, is to increase the amount of stores that it's available in. So there's currently 4 stores with about 66 people. So I can definitely do more to improve the numbers there. Second is, of course, Nathan Challenger's Life, which I've been really working hard towards. And that's mainly going on YouTube and trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, as well as what I'm currently going through now is pretty much my goal reviews, 30-day challenges, and trying to put more out there. So we've got 2 more here, such as reducing single-use plastics and also reducing the amount of sugar that I eat. And these haven't been particularly at the front of my mind for the first 6 months of the year, but I definitely need to take a couple of steps forward for the next 6 months to see if I really own in on these and make sure that I can definitely tick these off the list of achieving them. But as for single-use plastics, there's a couple of things we're doing, such as buying a bread maker, taking reusable grocery bags to the shops every time, as well as little vegetable bags. So there's a couple of things doing there, which definitely helps towards the goal, but I definitely do a little bit more for the next 6 months to make sure I get there. And for reducing the consumption of added sugar in foods, I've done that slightly where I've chosen sometimes the lower sugar option or the 0 sugar option over the others, but there's been times that I haven't really even been thinking about this goal. So it's definitely something what I'll be doing from now on is whenever there's 2 options of non-sugar and the sugar option, always choosing the non-sugar option. And the last goal I've got here is to read 25 books. And so at this 6-month period, I'm currently at 13 out of 25 of the books, which is just over halfway. And if I keep up this habit, I should be able to make it by the end of the year. But it also depends on the type of books that I'm reading, as well as the medium I choose, such as audiobooks, physical books, and ebooks. So that's pretty much it for the mid-year review. I definitely recommend for you to look at what you're currently doing in this year and your life and where you want to be. And if you do this review, you can really see where you've come and what you have to do to make sure you make that happen at the end of the year. If you want to read more about this, it's on my website, as well as my other progress towards goals and financial independence in my 30-day challenge. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be doing more of these videos on my YouTube channel, such as going over goals, how I set goals, and my progress towards financial independence. So look out for those. Thanks.